You've heard of the moon and the sun. You've heard of two peas in a pod. You've heard of gravity and anti-gravity. Well, now you can see the BRZ and the Toyota AE86.
Because I live with both of these vehicles, I really wanted to make a video to talk about how similar they are right next to each other and some of the really interesting things that you find out once you drive both of them. Let's start with this. These are basically the exact same car in their respective eras. The main concept of both of them is fun to drive manual vehicle that is very slow but fun, where the majority of the enjoyment comes from being able to keep momentum while you're driving. Now, when you look at the drivetrains, they're very, very similar. Now, the obvious difference is that one is a boxer and the other one is an inline four. However, they're both naturally aspirated high-revving engines attached to a gearbox that does everything possible for you to continue to drive in the high range. Another obvious difference is that one of them is a 5-speed manual, the A86, and the other one is a 6-speed manual. When you look at the different eras, there was not many vehicles that had a 6-speed manual. You had to pay a premium amount of money to get something like that. So when you put it into the context of its era, it makes sense as to why the A86 is a 5-speed manual. Lots of complaints about the lack of turbo on the BRZ. But because the BRZ is the rebirth of the concept of the AE86, there is no need for a turbo in there. First, they wanted to prioritize reliability, and with that, you guarantee that you can have an engine that you can enjoy for many, many years to come. When you look at the drivetrain formula, you can tell that this was aimed as a cheap, fun car for the masses. That in its own context. After driving both of these cars constantly, I always end up in the same conclusion. You can't pick one or the other. I always discuss this with friends, which one do you like better? And I really can't pick one. The reason for that being they're completely different when it comes to the eras and the technology that they use. So I always tell people to put it into the following perspective. Imagine trying to compare 80s music versus 2010s music. Obviously, they're extremely different and there's so many things about it, but it's really hard to say that one is better. Both of them have their own things, and when you put it into perspective, these two represent the exact same spirit. Talking about the interior and versatility, they both are extremely minimalistic. These are cars that you can drive and commute comfortably without having to risk any reliability or any daily tasks that you might need. They do the bare minimum in matters of everything you need, and they emphasize the driving experience.
So one of the things too that we are comparing right here is the trunk space that you have in each of these two vehicles, because they're very similar. We got to see how much versatility you have for these things. So first and foremost, let's check the BRZ. How is it? How's the space in there?
Pretty good, a little tight. I'd give it a 7 out of 10.
How tall are you?
6 feet tall.
Okay, that's a good reference. All right, let's try the other one. All right, so let's find out what do we have on this one. Let's see. What do you think, Sean?
It's actually a bit more spacious than the BRZ. I rate it an 8 out of 10.
Okay, so let's close this down. The conclusion here is that, in my opinion, both of these cars are extremely fun and made for the driver more than anything else. I love driving either of them. I get excited every single time I get behind the steering wheel for both of them. Being manual, being rear-wheel drive, and being a car that challenges you to drive properly more than fast is the most exciting thing that I like about them. Alright, so let's open a debate. Comment down below which car do you guys think is quote-unquote better and why. I have a really hard time trying to establish that debate, mostly because their eras are so separated. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't done so before. You guys really help us out, and we want to continue to create more content. If there's anything that you would like to see regarding the BRZ, regarding the A86, put it in the comments, and we'll check it out. Peace.